is my small shrine actually. It has a pyramid, an amethyst, and a mountain crystal in the background. And this is just an amulet. Also gives off energy. And this is the poster. Earth power. This time I'd like to make a video about formal education actually. What is the real background? What is the reason why there are schools and universities? First of all, you believe that formal education, going to school till you're 18 or 19 years old, getting your high school diploma, then going to the college or university or University of Applied Sciences and study on, and you believe that you're being prepared for a job, a certain job in the future. Whereas actually it is a conditioning programming, it is a brainwashing procedure. I personally hated high school. I don't like talking to the people there, but forcing yourself to learn, to study all that stuff, and then to repeat all the stuff that you get at school, you're not being prepared for life. You're not being prepared to work. You're being prepared for apparently a higher study. That's how it was with my high school education. And after the high school, I was like, oh, I was so happy. The first words that came out of my mouth when I got my diploma and degree, I said to the teacher, to my principal actually, thank God it's over. And he looked at me. I was like proud, but at the same time saddened by the fact that I see it that way. I studied mathematics. I got an intermediate diploma in mathematics, so I know when people who work on math, I can understand what they're saying. I studied it for 7 years in Berlin. When I had my burnout, I had to break off my study, and it was also formal education, and we were learning stuff that would never be used. It's just theoretical knowledge. And I've been thinking about this. These public or private institutions, the universities, give off degrees or papers that allow certain people to do certain jobs. If you don't get that formal education, you're not allowed to be a doctor. If you don't get that formal education, you're not allowed to call yourself an engineer. If you don't get that formal education, you are not allowed to call yourself a physicist, chemist, biochemist, architect, you name it, philosophist. Whereas each and every person can actually gain knowledge by researching, by learning, by reading, and practically by studying on their own. But by giving the monopoly of power to these institutions to give you papers that allow you to do these certain jobs, it gives this institution a lot of power, and they can dictate what these subjects actually are. Formal sciences, like physics, Nikola Tesla, etheric physics, chemistry, the Middle Ages, the alchemists, they also did chemistry, but on a metaphysical level, esoteric level actually, combining the higher dimensional frequencies of our creation. So the universities have a control and monopoly over what we think, what we say, to believe is what engineering is all about, as an example. And at the same time, they feed you with over 90% of useless information. They're forcing you to learn, to abide by their rules, to repeat knowledge, to brainwash you in this fashion, for at the end to get that piece of paper or diploma stating that you're an engineer, architect, physicist, chemist, doctor. What if I would study medicine on my own? The physiology of the entire human body. What if I would study the different diseases, and I would teach myself on how to recognize diseases on the people? What if I would have my own style? Why is it not possible then, if I have all this knowledge and people trust me and they are willing to pay for my services? Why is it then that I cannot do this job because I don't have that paper? It's a freedom that has been taken away from us. One of the clauses of the NSDAP party program was that we should teach our children how to live. We will tell them everything what they need to survive and live and make a life. And even in all higher educational facilities, there would be things taught that are practical, that are down to earth, that are realistic. Right now, we learn so much garbage at the universities and high schools. We get brainwashed, and you believe the state means it well with you, so you accept everything what they say as truth. Be it now in economy, be it now in history, be it now in the medicinal, pharmaceutical industry. I've been thinking about this a long time. The state has the power to tell you what you're allowed to do and what not to do. The thinking behind it is, of course, that if you don't have these institutions in place like universities, it would be dangerous for, as an example, the medicinal faculties, or if you want to become a doctor, and then in the healing sciences. If people would say, well, I'm a doctor, I'm gonna do this, you could actually endanger people. That's the thinking behind it, or the logic behind it. But the fact remains is that the person can study what he wants in the society, over medicine, over you name what subject, and he will not be able to actually do that job, even though he has the knowledge or the necessary insight. Maybe he was a country doctor because there were no other doctors, and he just worked and did his best and learned as he went going. It's also possible. So why do they have this power to tell us what we're allowed to do and not to do? I could study economy on my own, the real economy, and be an expert on my field. But if I don't have that paper, a diploma, I'm not allowed to call myself an economist. And we find this normal. I tell you this, in the new age, it will be totally different. We will educate the young to live, to be independent, to know what they can do, to be productive, and not indoctrinate our siblings to believe false lies, false theories, false realities. Another part of this problem I see, it's a problem, it's an incredible problem, but it's institutionalized. No? You believe it's normal to get your daily brainwashing at university, and then you call yourself a physicist but don't know about ether physics and about time travel and about the true physics of reality. Yeah, you get brainwashed with false theories that apparently describe reality, but it's all falsified theories, falsified sciences, falsified knowledge. I'm pretty sure that you can create a camera like with Wilhelm Reich with orgone. He said that he can make it. He could make orgone energy visual. I believe that you can make a camera that you can see the other world, and even see the ghosts, or even see my succubuses that are near me all the time. It's possible. The technology is out there, but it's being suppressed. At the same time, the problem is, if you have a degree, if you have a doctorship, if you have a professor title, you believe that you have so much knowledge in you. Yeah, that's what they believe, no? Because they're the cutting edge of science, cutting edge of education, that there's something superior, that they're more than the average human person, than the average human being. I always went to university wanting to get that paper, only for the security and for the fact that people would listen to you if you have that paper. First of all, if you have those papers, respect, it's a lot of work. You got your brainwashing. You can also study without this rehearsing and learning their theories by heart. So I believe in the new age, the people who know the most on their respective fields, be it now through work, for an apprenticeship, through non-formal educational means, will get their respective jobs practically and do their parts. It would be way more productive, it would be way more efficient. And if I study to become a doctor, then I would have the freedom to do so. And that's why these ET societies are described as many people know many different fields of study and are practically a doctor, physicist, chemist all at the same time. Because they live longer apparently, they have more time, and they keep changing their jobs when they're not in a mood to do a certain job. Everybody should have the freedom. Today it's all controlled. You get your paper, you have to do that for the rest of your life. If you're not unhappy with it, you can't change because you cannot afford another study. It's all controlled, and it depresses and makes you unhappy. You want the freedom to find out what you want to do, even if it's just being a bartender, or even if you be just a career or a mailman. If you want to do a certain job that fulfills you somehow, doesn't have to be a nuclear physicist like Stephen Hawking, brainwashed to the 10th power. If you have a job, you want to check out actually different jobs and look at yourself what you want to do. Be an entrepreneur, have your own company, produce your own merchandise that people want to buy, produce your own software. It should be more individual. The future is also going to be smaller. Well, the companies are going to be smaller. It's not going to be huge corporations that span across the globe. We will cooperate more. And the corporations will be owned by the people who work in it. That is the future that awaits us. Me personally, I am humble with my knowledge. I already know a lot. Your average brainwashed drone will not know about this. I personally took more information through than my entire high school time and university time put together when I woke up in 2007. That's why I also endured the burnout. There's simply too much information. And I can't sadly call myself a conspiracy historian, because I don't have the paper and a diploma on printing it, or historical conspiratorial history. A conspiratorial historical expert. You may call me that. But I can't make a living of it. I can't go around and talking in front of large audiences and being paid for it. That's not possible in this society. Not with the knowledge that I have. Anyhow, cheers.